Hey, so we are going to do some fascia fix for our quads and hip flexors. So the traditional way of stretching the quads and hip flexors actually can cause some low back pain, some just overstretching of your knee and also the hip. So this is kind of intense, but it's intense in a good way, and you can control how much resistance that you use while doing it. So the best thing to do is to get into position safely, making sure that in doing that you're just taking it slow. And then once we get into position, then I'll take you through how to do activation and movement for the hip flexors and the quads. One thing I'll also note is that when you are feeling tight in your hamstrings, oftentimes people will stretch the hamstrings first by doing some classic traditional stretches. And oftentimes you'll only stretch to as far as you possibly can, and then if you overstretch, you could actually cause some injury or buildup of scar tissue. So I often recommend to resistance stretch the fascia for the hip flexor and the quads before going into hamstrings, because if they're tight, they're going to inhibit how far that hamstring can even go in the first place. So if you loosen them first, then you know that you're going to have a little bit more range to work with when you tackle the hamstrings. So let's first get into position. It's best to find a couch or a wall and maybe have a yoga mat that you can roll up, or a towel as well that you can use during this stretch. So to get into position, I am actually going to keep this rolled up blanket close to the couch here. So I'm going to come onto the hands and knees, and then I'm going to come down, and I'm going to scoop my right knee onto, you can probably see there, the blanket. And the top of my foot is going to be able to push into the couch. If I'm here, I'm going to bring my other foot forward. Sometimes people may need to scoot it forward. Use your hands to help if you need to. I'll do the other side as well so we can see both sides. So just in this position, I'm going to bring my foot back a little bit. I actually do feel a little bit of a stretch already in my quad and a little bit in my hip flexor just by being here. So if you don't feel a stretch here, that's okay too. You want to keep your hips and your shoulders square to the front, so you don't want to turn into your hip or away from it. So everything is facing forward. What I'm going to do is actually start with my body weight forward over my left leg that's in front. Make sure that this knee is not past your toes. Keep that knee behind your toes. So now we're in position, we have to add activation. So where I'm going to activate is actually the back leg. That's the one I'm going to do resistance stretching on first. So I'm going to push the top of my foot, I'm not sure you can quite see that here, into the couch, and my knee is going to push down and forward. So my foot's pushing back into the wall, my knee's resisting forward, and I'm starting forward, and I'm going to slowly push my body back. Once you feel kind of a stretch, like classic stretch, don't go any further. If your knee's uncomfortable, don't go any further. So coming forward, kick that foot into the wall behind you, and slowly press back. I'm going to do a couple more. This is intense. I'm already feeling warm in the body. Blood's flowing, breath's flowing, pushing back. Good. Let's do one more time. Top of the foot presses into the wall, knee down and forward. I wasn't getting the knee going forward as much in the first view. Another thing to note is I'm strengthening the leg in front as I'm stretching the one in back. I'm going to come forward, gently bring that foot down, and switch sides. You'll see a little bit better maybe on this side of the video. I'm going to bring one foot in front, and then I'm going to scoot this knee up onto the blanket here. Top of the foot is going to be pressing into the couch. I'm going to bring this front leg forward, making sure the knee is not past your toes, but slightly back and over the ankle. My body's going to hinge from the hips forward to begin, so my body weight's in that front leg. Kick the top of the foot straight back into the couch, and the knee is going to go down and forward. I'm going to pause. I have it now. I have both the foot and the knee, and as I resist, I'm going to push myself back. Good. Bringing it forward again to start. Find that resistance. A little arch, or cramp in my arch right now, because I have a lot of tightness and my nerves are being compressed as I'm doing this, and it's causing tension. So I need to be doing this stretch because if I just let it go, that tension would continue to build. But we're changing the fascia, which is going to allow those muscles in the areas that are tight respond and relax a little bit and decrease their tension. Let's do a couple more. So that's feeling a little bit more natural than the other one. Good. And then the strength building in this one. So there's the bonus. Your resistance stretching the back leg, but you're strengthening the front leg. Good. And release. I would do anywhere from 5 to 10. Take a break. If something doesn't feel quite right, because it is a position that isn't always easiest to get into, don't force it, don't do it. You can send me a message or give me a call and I can help you out with it. But that's resistance stretching, again, the hip flexors and the quads, using the wall or a couch. So let me know if you have any questions.